We don't have price transparency. Trump is working on that now. But because of the lack of competition in the market, because of government subsidies, because of over-regulations, the cost of health care is exponential today. It is unattainable and unaffordable for most middle-class Americans. And thank God there are businesses who have come on board that pay for health care premiums that at least partially are in full when you're talking to small businesses. But there are a lot of government regulations we have to remove and also quantify. We have in South Carolina, for example, doctors, when they leave a hospital system to start their own practice, they can't compete with the hospital within a certain mileage. I mean, it's just crazy what we're doing to the healthcare market.
So you're a Republican, and you're saying you have not seen a Republican plan.
I've not seen any language. No language. There's no language that's been out. If we're going to vote on healthcare next week, which is a rumor, no one has seen the plan. We haven't read it. I would like to see it. I would like to put my teeth into it because I look at a state like South Carolina where over-regulation has hurt the market, and I want to make sure that whether we're talking about PBMs, whether we're talking about pharmaceuticals, whether we're talking about a nurse practitioner, just basically being able to execute what she's certified and qualified to do, these small changes can make a huge, huge difference in the healthcare market.
And Marjorie Taylor Greene is someone who has also voiced her concerns with Republican leadership. She's actually resigning from her position, from her job as a member of Congress in just a few weeks from now. This is what she said earlier today when she was here on CNN about the president.
I feel very sorry for President Trump. I genuinely do. It has to be a hard place for someone that is constantly so hateful and puts so much vitriol, name-calling, and really tells lies about people in order to try to get his way or win some kind of fight.
Do you agree with her?
I agree that President Trump is a fighter. He's fighting for values that the American people believe.
Well, she wasn't
He's
saying
been
that in a good way.
Very, very effective. And, you know, it does sadden me to see President Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene be at odds with one another. I want the MAGA movement to be cohesive, to be together. The MAGA movement is what delivered President Trump the presidency in November. That's why he ran in a landslide. I like his ideas. I like his policies. I'm also sad to see Marjorie Taylor Greene go. I think she's been very smart, very effective. She knows procedural motions. She knows legislation. She was effective on the Oversight Committee, was a serious lawmaker. And, you know, it's going to hurt us in the long run. But she's also right. They're both right. And we're not delivering on our promises or on Trump's promises. And Trump was actually caught on the hot mic yesterday lamenting that Republicans haven't implemented his attorney generals, like permanently installed them yet. The time's going to run out. And so I agree with him on his frustration and hers, too. They're not mutually exclusive.
You were involved in an incident at the Charleston airport back in October. There was an internal police investigation report that came out in recent days. It says that you turned what was described as a minor miscommunication by police into a spectacle and left airport employees visibly upset. What was your reaction when you read this report?
Well, part of the report was actually falsified in the documents that were released by the airport yesterday. I want to thank the airport for releasing them. We asked for all the video, all the audio, everything, all the body cam, and the video that was released yesterday showed me asking TSA agents for help and for assistance. And conveniently, there is no audio that goes with it. And the last time that I checked was asking for help isn't against the law, nor is being frustrated. We saw in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's death, numerous death threats just exponentially multiply. I have multiple people sitting in jail right now behind bars without bond because of the death threats that I receive on a daily basis. So I take my security seriously, and you know, that to me is very, very important. And I back the blue. I back our police. I back our security. You know, in my district in South Carolina, I've gotten millions of dollars for local law enforcement to support them in their efforts to keep our communities safe. But what's not okay is falsifying reports, falsifying incident reports. I've taken on top cops like Kim Cheadle after Donald Trump was shot. I helped force her resignation when she came through with the oversight.
You just said you backed the blue. The police quote you in this report as you calling them effing idiots and effing incompetent while stating that you're an effing representative and telling a TSA supervisor, I'm sick of your shit. I'm tired of having to wait. I should not have to wait. You guys are always effing late, and this is effing ridiculous. Are you saying you didn't say those things?
Well, you're quoting a document that was in part falsified. They say a lot of things, and the video doesn't show that. There's no audio. I asked for all the body cam footage and the audio. They also state in the report that there was an incident at the gate. The video shows nothing that didn't happen. And so for me, it's important that we tell the truth. And I've taken responsibility. Yes, I was absolutely 100% 100%
But
frustrated.
did you say those things that that I just read?
No, I did not. I mean, I definitely.
So you're saying the police officers are lying?
No, I'm saying that is in part false, and that is a falsified document. There are things in there. Most of what's in there that's quoted is not true. So that to me is important, that we tell the truth. I asked for audio and I asked for body cam footage, and they didn't release it. They say it doesn't exist. I asked for that because I think it's important that we tell the truth and show. I don't even remember that morning, but what I do remember is being at the gate and being on a conference call. And like last time I checked.
You don't remember having this tense interaction?
Oh, I
with the
definitely was
officers?
frustrated, 100% frustrated. I definitely, when the law enforcement finally showed up for the security detail, I absolutely was frustrated. But the video that they released are showing me asking for help. Like I asked TSA agents for help when I was.
Well, there's
looking
also
for
part of the
security.
video. There's where you speaking to a TSA agent. There's also part of the video where you're walking down the hallway and there are two officers behind you. I assume they're the ones who spoke to the
and
to
where
the
I'm
investigators
pointing,
here.
I was pointing to a security desk where the airport security usually sit and wait, and I was asking the TSA agent if she could call down to the security desk and get assistance for me. So like that's not asking TSA for help isn't against the law.
But are you saying that you never said any of these quotes? That every single one is a lie?
You have to read it to me again. I did not
idiots,
say that. I did not call them
and
idiots.
You're an effing representative.
I did not say that. I did
and
not.
And you didn't
call,
say, I'm sick of your shit. I'm tired of having to wait. I should not have to wait. You guys are always effing late. This is effing ridiculous.
No. I mean, no. I've never called a cop an idiot. That is a remarkably false
But you're
statement.
saying these police officers are lying then who spoke to the investigators?
I am absolutely saying that report was falsified, 100% fictitious, falsified. They were not there. They did not show up. I was very frustrated with the situation because of the number of death threats that I receive. And I expressed that frustration, but in no way, shape, or form did I call any of them idiots. I didn't even know that was in the report until you told me just now. I never said, I've never called someone an idiot. That is shocking to me.
When you look back on that day, and what you said, I guess you haven't read the report if you haven't.
Well, I've read part of it. I just, it was such a political hit job.
Do you regret, I think everyone can understand being concerned about being a public figure, especially being a member of Congress, especially after the Charlie Kirk assassination. But do you regret your actions and how you did speak towards the airport employees or the police officers that day?
Well, expressing one's frustration isn't illegal. Like, it's not, you can be frustrated.
No one's saying you committed a crime. I think they're just saying,
but they filed a police incident report. Like, the idea that expressing one's frustration is an arrest